Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well and teach well. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, the 144,000 men that are doing this work in sincerity and in truth across the four corners of the earth. And much love to the 1/3 of you believers out there. I'm the brother Yeshaya, and I pray, Lord willing, that this lesson is edifying through the Spirit. All right. So there was a conversation that was had today at my job, and I'm not sure how long this is going to be. Maybe about 20 or 30 minutes. I got off work and at 7, and we have fellowship tonight at 8 o'clock. So we'll see how long I can get. But I wanted to do a lesson before we started fellowshipping. So there was a conversation that was had at work today, and it really wasn't a conversation too much, and more I was just listening. It's this one guy who's been in my job. He's cool, Jake, for what it's worth. But, he asked me about, like, the way that I speak, and he was like, man, you seem like a pastor. He said that to him. Little do he know, but that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. But when people say stuff like that, that's how you know what spirit you're in, and Lord willing, I'm one of his men. But, I just said, call Allah Yahweh Shema Shah. I might have mentioned that on my video the other day, but he brought it up again today. He was like, man, because I was telling one of the younger guys in there, this dude's about maybe 19 or 20, and he's saying, he was talking about beards. And, he has like a little small mustache and a peach fuzz. And, there's another guy in there with a beard. But he's saying, like, yeah, sometimes I shave on and get a goatee. So I told the young dude, man, I said, hey, bro, don't shave off your facial hair for nobody, bro. I said, if you got a beard, I said, that's what separates us from the women, bro. It's a badge of manhood. I said, you might not have a beard now, but grow what you can. Whatever you can grow, go ahead and grow it, bro. And so he received that. I was like, hey, bro, your mustache that you got right now, I said, it look good on you, bro. You could tell you a young man. And he started smiling. He was like, all right, for sure, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so little things like that. But then another guy that was listening, he's like, hey, man, I told you, man, you seem like a pastor. He's like, you young dudes need stuff like that. And then, he was like, you ever thought about starting up a podcast? And then I said, nah, brother, that ain't my steez. And he was like, what you mean it's not your steez? He was like, the way you talk, like how you just talked to him about the beard. He's like, young guys need that. But I was like, well, I got my thing where I speak to the youth and things like that. But really, I meant doing the work of the Lord, right? This is our so-called podcast, but it's not a worldly podcast, right? We're not using this like the world uses thing. I was like, nah, that's not my thing, man. He was like, well, why not? And I said, yeah, man, I don't like the worldly fame. And then he was like, oh, okay. He was like, I get that, man. I was like, I don't like the worldly fame and clout. He was like, hey, man, that's good, man. He said, but, it's a positive message that a lot of people get to hear. But the Lord, I used to be involved in radio and things like that. But the Lord, the beautiful thing about Yahweh Shema Shai is he still allows us to do those things, right? I don't have to sit up and have a podcast in order to reach my people. How I'm reaching the people is through these lessons. How I'm reaching the people is going out to highways and byways. We talk to people of all ages, but it's many a time we talk to the youth when we're out there, and you never know how many youth are listening to your lessons, right? You can have 12, 13, 14-year-olds tuned into your lessons, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds tuned into your lessons. So the Lord allows us to have a spiritual form of doing it without being all into the world. And actually, let me get the definition of podcast. I'm pretty sure I looked this up before, because a lot of those podcast dudes, they actually drive me crazy sometimes. Some of them are cool, you know what I mean? But it's like, I know most of the time they're doing it is because of money, attention. They want to get their face and name out there, things like that. And the scriptures talk about trying to make a name for yourself, right? It says podcast, a digital audio file made available. Forgive me, y'all. That was the brother Quadash giving me a call real quick. But it says a digital audio file made available on the internet for downloading to a computer or mobile device, typically available as a series, new installments of which can be received by subscribers automatically. So is that not what we do on YouTube with the word? So we do have a spiritual podcast. That should probably be the name of this lesson, spiritual podcast. But we don't have to do the worldly podcast, right? Because that's what the people in this world desire. They desire to have subscribers. And, do we want people to subscribe to the truth? Sure, but we want you to subscribe to the truth. We don't necessarily have to have you subscribe to our page. There are brothers who got subscribers that you ain't got. There are brothers who got hundreds and thousands of other subscribers. But it's like, you don't got to be subscribed to me. You need to subscribe to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? That's what it all comes down to, man. Subscribing to the truth, the doctrine that's sent from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, given to the apostles and the brothers on down. That's what the importance is. And so, I'm about to get a scripture momentarily. But, as I was telling the guy, I'm like, yeah, I don't like worldly fame or worldly clout. Even though we've been given these gifts, right? Like, the thing is, as much as we say, like, we don't have to be great orators and things like this, but it's like, at the end of the day, the more you pray, like, we have to look at this from a realistic point of view as well. We're not trying to sound pompous when we speak. But since we do speak throughout the week, the more hours you put into something, the better you get at it. That's just all it is, man. So you can only understand the more skill that we're learning, the more ability that we've been given. And that's all through the Spirit, because the Lord said He gonna put His words in our mouth. But if we out there speaking every week, for hours, doing lessons throughout the week, this isn't just talking to people. This is creating edifying lessons. We call them lessons, y'all. Y'all got to understand this. We don't call these, or brother be like, hey, I got to put a lesson together. You don't be like, hey, yo, I got to scrap some stuff together. These are lessons. We lesson plan. And that's why when I got on, I said I got off work at 7. But it was 7:12 when I started this. It's because I had to get some scriptures together. I had to get my mind right. I had to think about things that I might look up. I had to look up a couple words in the Hebrew and definitions. So we lesson plan so that we can give this informative, educational, spiritual, if you will, podcast, this audio file that's going out to the unicorn to edify the people. So I got this First Corinthians. This is the first verse that came to my mind. This is 1 Corinthians 7:31. It says, "And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away." Right? So we can use this world, we can't abuse it. Now, is it going off if a brother had a podcast that's alternative to the truth? It ain't going off technically, but it's like, we don't need that. We don't want what this world got to provide. You get 30,000, let's say you get 40,000 subscribers on there. And then on your truth page, the truth, they don't be wanting to subscribe to. You got 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers. The world will be all in love with that. It says, if you are the world will love its own. So when you do worldly stuff, they love to fall into you. But then if they find out that you're a man of the Lord and you doing the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you're going to lose subscribers. People going to hate you. People going to scoff. But they loved you when you was doing the worldly stuff. But we don't need that, man. We don't need it. Like I said, I'm not knocking it. I don't know if another brother has it, so I'm not knocking you. But it's not necessary because we have all it is a platform. We have a platform to speak our truth. We have a platform to speak the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We have a platform to educate the youth. We have a space to let them know that they're young kings and young princes and priests, and tell the women that they are daughters of Zion if they get their acts together. So we have the platform given to edify and give to the world, man. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, right? And I couldn't say that to them, but I said, yeah, I got my way. I speak to the youth. I said that to them. Then I left it at that, But if there is any fame coming, we want the fame that comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? But I want to read this. It's the word fame, right? I was looking it up. The word fame is actually Shemai, But the word fame, it says a report, a hearing, a rumor, news or fame. You see? So it's ultimately a report that you're giving, man. We're spiritual reporters. We're giving a report. When somebody gets on them podcasts, you got the podcast that want to report to you about the status of the nuclear family and the state of women, and you got alternative news where they report news and things like that, and current events, right? So that's how they gather their fame, right? But we want, and honestly, with this fame that we've given, we don't even really want it, honestly. Like, as far as the fame that I'm about to talk about, we give that fame and that glory to Yahweh Basham Shai, right? So I got a couple instances of Yahweh Shai. It says, Matthew 4:24, it says, and his fame went throughout all Syria, and they brought unto him all sick people that were taken with diverse diseases and torments, and those which were possessed with devils, and those which were lunatic, and those that had the palsy, and he healed them. So that's the fame right there that Yahweh Shai was getting. He wasn't getting fame because he was trying to entertain the people. He was getting fame because he was doing the work of Yahweh Basham Shai. Of Yahweh. He was doing the work of Yahweh, right? And so, and when he was doing that, he was giving glory to the Father. And they said, when they called him good master, he said, there is none good but my Father. You see, he said, there is only one good, which is my Father. So even when he was getting this so-called fame, which it was fame because his name was becoming great, but the thing is, Yahweh Shai deserves the fame. Now, if we're talking about notoriety here and fame, if there is one person on the earth who's ever walked this earth who deserves that fame, it's supposed to be Yahweh Shai for all of the glorious works that he did, for shedding his blood for the children of Israel, for not sinning. And the dude even asked me at work. That was crazy. And that's how you know it's the spirit. He said this, it was a girl sitting next. He said, hey, bro, you seem like you don't sin. He said that to me. And I'm like, damn, like, I don't know. He had a little spiritual scope on him today. I can't even lie. I'm like, well, brother, I said I don't if I can avoid it. So I really wanted to be like, I couldn't start quoting scriptures. But, the scriptures say if we be without sin, then we are a liar. So I couldn't tell him that I don't sin, but I was saying like I don't, to the best of my ability, So that's what it comes down to. Like, we don't sin. We don't willfully sin. Let me say that. We don't willfully sin. So, and that's all, and in my mind, I said, call Allah Yahweh Basham Shai. So even when we do get any type of fame, I couldn't tell him that. I couldn't say, call all Yahweh Basham Shai. But brothers, there is a time that's going to come that we're going to be able to say, call all Yahweh Basham Shai openly and freely. Right now, we can't do it at work because it says, we can't let our left hand know what our right hand is doing. Right? But there's going to come a time when we're going to be healing people. And people going, oh my God, how did you do that? And we're going to say, call all Yahweh Basham Shai. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Basham Shai. That's how I did that. So we're going to, even when we get that type of fame, we're going to be sending it right up to the Heavenly Father and His Son. Sending it right across, man. Right? This is Luke 5:15. It says, but so much the more went there a fame abroad of him, and great multitudes came together to hear and to be healed by him of their infirmities. So if you're going to get famous, and the Lord was telling people, don't even tell people, but people were doing it because of the great things he was doing. Nowadays, people tell everything about their alms. They tell everything about their good deeds, right? They show all of their great gifts and giveaways online. People, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I want to post and give to the homeless. And they'll sit up there and they say, yeah, I came in to buy all of how many tacos you selling today? I want to buy all of your tacos. And y'all know that dude I'm talking about, the weird-ass voice. I want to give them to the homeless. He was like, why did you do that today? He's doing that, but it says, let your alms be not seen of men, right? Because they have received their reward. They received their consolation. But if you do it in secret, the Lord shall reward thee openly, man. So everybody think it's about putting your face and your name out there, man. We don't give a rat's ass about that, man. Sorry for my German. All right. And I'm gonna get this one. We're defamed. We're defamed, man. It says 1 Corinthians 4:10, we are fools for Mashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, we are despised. Okay, it says, even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place. Right? The scriptures say, we seeketh the kingdom. We have no certain city, but we seeketh one to come. It says, and labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. So though we out here, that's something we got to suffer too. People to see the good light that's in us, that's of Yahweh Shem Shai, and we got to suffer the fact that they like, oh, why you ain't doing this? Why you ain't doing what's right? Why you ain't spreading this word and giving your good truth? But the thing is, we are. But in the eyes of the world, in the eyes of the people, they don't see that. They don't see the glory. They don't see the beauty. They don't see what we do without notoriety. They don't see what we do without getting a name or getting a check for it. That just isn't. It doesn't make sense to them. It's almost like he was getting confused at why I was saying what I was saying. It says, being defamed. See that? Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, and we are the offscouring of all things unto this day. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you. You see that? It says, for though ye have 10,000 instructors in Hamashiach, yet have ye not many fathers. For in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, I have begotten you through the gospel. So this was Apostle Paul speaking about the church of Corinth. But that's how we are when we go out and we preach. We, those that believe, those that come around, we have begotten them through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and it's 10. He said you got 10,000 instructors. You got men that are willing to teach you, right? And then we got the apostles. Our spiritual fathers, man. It says, wherefore I beseech you, be ye followers of me. Hey, and does not Apostle Paul also say, be ye followers of me as you are of Yahweh Shai? Because why did he say that? Did he say that for his own clout? He said that because he follows the true way. So the fame is so he says, we are fools for Hamashiach's sake. We are made fool for the Lord's sake, man. So we don't care about the worldly clout. We don't care about the fame that comes with this society, man. Now, I got to bring out this scripture only because the fame, we going to get this, man. We going to get that on this side or the next, man. But we're not looking for what these people are looking for. This is Zephaniah 3:19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. So the Lord said he's going to give us praise and shame in all the places that we've been put to shame, man. He's going to get that to us. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go and create your own fame. You don't got to go out here and get worldly eyes, man. Right? We are not of this world. So we don't got to get the world, it says we already made a spectacle for the world. But we don't have to go out here and get a podcast, get a radio show in order to talk. Because and the thing is, on those shows, half them people be faking the funk. They can't even talk. They talking about nonsense and folly. And they inviting guests on the show just to get get more fame and get more subscribers and more attention. But we don't care about that. Right? Our rejoicing is in the Lord. Our rejoicing is when we visit brothers' camp. And brother, that's the crazy thing. These people they'll be on your show on a podcast. They don't know them from a can of paint, and they'll treat them like shit if they ever met them in real life. They'll charge them $1,000 to go out on an outing with them or get them information. But all the knowledge and education that we're giving is free. It says, freely ye have received, freely give. But we rejoice, we get happy when we go see a brother, and that brother gonna treat you like a god. If you want to know what it feels like, what true love feels like, hey, go to brothers in Great Millstone, man. When you part of the body, man, brothers will treat you like a god, man. Brothers will treat you like a prince. Brothers will treat you like a king. Brothers will treat you like royalty, man. And that's no joke. I will say I've gotten that treatment at every single camp I've gone to. And Lord willing, we always return that same favor to all of the men that visit us, man. You know, to be treated like royalty. You know, hey, brother, you know, have a seat, brother. You know, now there's order to everything, okay, of course. You know, but hey, have a seat, brother. You want something to drink? All right, I'll get it for you. Hey, brother, you want some food? I'll make your plate. You know, which how you been? A brother asks how you been doing, and he be serious. You know. So what fame do we need when we got the brotherhood? Shit, you know, we don't do this for show. The only reason y'all gotta understand this, and of course the will of Yahweh Shem Shah, the only reason we show our faces is because to show that we're not afraid and we're not ashamed of the gospel. But we don't show our faces to get fame from it. And that's the problem with the world. They show their faces to get fame. That's why they show it, man. We don't show that for fame. We don't give a damn about that, man. We don't care what this world thinks. We don't care what their opinions are of us. And that's another thing. Them dudes on them shows, they care about it. At the end of the day, they'll say how they really feel about some things, but they still care about what people think about them. You know? We don't give a damn what people think about us. We only care about what Yahweh Shem Shai think about us. You know, our families and the brothers. I'm talking about our close families, like if you got a wife or children, you know, if your parents, things like that. But you know, them the only people we really care about who what they care about us. People gonna hate us, and the thing is, people be loving you in your day to day a lot of times. But if they found out who you were, then maybe they'll hate you. But then that's the irony that's gonna come out of the persecution. That's why it's gonna be so glorious, because they're gonna be like, man, that dude was cool as hell. That dude was intelligent. That dude was nice. That dude was charitable. He gave me this. They can't be all of that bad stuff they're saying about him. It can't be true, and so that's why that persecution is gonna be mad interesting, man. You know, and you can get famous for that. Shit, you know. But it's like, hey, you like the apostles did when they were beaten for Yahweh Shai. They rejoiced. You know, so we get persecuted for Yahweh Shai. That's just all it is, man. Oh, that's what I wanted to get. I'll get this last one and then I'll wrap it up. It's the same one, but I wanted to get it in the NLT. It was at 1 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. If I can find that real quick. I want to, when it said 1 Corinthians, also back here. When it said, defamed we entreat. I wanted to read that in the NLT. It says, 1 Corinthians 4:13 NLT, it says, we appeal gently when evil things are said about us. Yet we are treated like the world's garbage, like everybody's trash, right up to the present moment. You see that? So people see a certain light that's in this, but that's because they're seeing Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, let me see here. The word here for defamed, it looks for blasphemeo. Let me see.
Strong's G 987. Blasphemeo. Blasphemeo.
Blasphemeo. It says to speak reproachfully, rail at, revile, calumniate, blaspheme, to be evil spoken of, railed at. You see? So we're defamed on this side. So that's the opposite of a good report going out. You know? It says we entreat. Let me see what that word entreat is. We entreat. The word is parakaleo.
Strong's G 3870. Parakaleo.
Yep, parakaleo.
Parakaleo.
It says to call one side, call for, summon, to address, to speak to, call upon, which may be done in the way of exhortation, entreaty, comfort, instruction. So though we're defamed, though they revile us and rail at us, we still exhort. You see? That's what the scriptures say. We exhort, man, in all holiness and godliness. We exhort, we comfort, we instruct. It says to beseech, to strive, to appease, by to console. We're consoling our people. Really, that's the thing. We might say things aggressively sometimes, but we're really giving you the consolation, the comfort. You know, we're giving you the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. It says to encourage and strengthen by consolation. So when he said you talking to the youth, that's what we're doing when we're out there. That's what these lessons are for. You know, we're encouraging you. We're strengthening you to believe in the God of Israel, right? We're encouraging you to believe in the Prince of Peace, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. Right? That's what we're doing. telling you to repent, telling you that you're the greatest nation of people on the earth. Okay? So, and people, you just got to be in the spirit to be able to understand and receive that, man. But I do pray, Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praise, the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. And peace and mercy to the elect. Until next time, Shalom.